Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am teacher Hidam Murni Jamari from YMS EduTech Learning Hub. Inshallah, we help students to improve in math and science by 2 grades in less than 3 months. Alhamdulillah, tonight we are revising on another PSLE math heuristic, and that is one item unchanged. Now, in this one item unchanged concept, we are talking about problems involving external transfer. However, for one of the items that is mentioned in the problem will remain the same. That means there is no change to one of the items. Okay, so just like the previous heuristic concepts that we have gone through, this kind of problem is also very much dependent on lowest common multiple, which I'm going to show you later. Okay, so without further ado, let us now solve one of the questions involving one item unchanged. And we can solve this either by drawing model or by ratio or unitary method. So if we are ready, let's take a look at the question. Sean has 60 magnets. 40% of them are triangles and the rest are rhombuses. After he gave some triangle magnets away, the percentage of triangle magnets dropped to 20%. How many triangle magnets does Sean have in the end? Okay, so let us underline the keywords. So let's circle the values first. Sean has 60 magnets. 40% of them are triangles and the rest are rhombuses. So he gave some of triangle magnets away. So what happened next? The percentage of triangle magnets dropped to 20%. So triangle dropped to 20%. So the question wants to know how many triangle in the end. Okay, we can solve this by model method or by ratio method. Right, so first thing first, this kind of question is applicable to fractions, decimal, ratio, and percentage. However, I always advise my students, whenever we see percentage or decimals, convert them to fractions. Okay, so that you only have one thing to know, that is solving problem sums involving fraction. All right. So first, convert 40% to fraction. What will it be? 2 out of 5. Okay, and I have another percentage here. 20%. What will it be? 1 out of 5. Okay, so now let's reread the question again. Sean has 60 magnets. 2/5 of them are triangles. So that means these 2 units refers to triangles, and these 5 units is the total, and the rest are rhombuses. So if there are 2 units of triangles, how many units of rhombuses are there? 3 units. Okay. After he gave some triangle magnets, do we know how many triangle magnets were given away?
Yes.
After he gave some, do we know? No, we do not know. Okay. Then the percentage of triangle magnets dropped to 1/5. So in the end, the triangle magnets become 1 unit. Okay, and the rhombuses become how many units?
Still 3 units.
Still 3 units, but now the total is 5. This one is triangle. So now rhombuses is how many units? 4 units. Okay, 4 units for rhombuses. Okay, so now let's solve by model drawing. Can I draw here? Can. Okay. So before we have triangle, these 2 rhombuses. So at first there were 2 units of triangles and 3 units of rhombuses. Okay. And there were a total of 60 magnets. Right, then some triangle magnets were given away. Okay, so what happened after? Okay, some of the triangle magnets were given away. We do not know how many. But we know in the end, the ratio between triangle and rhombuses become 1:4. Okay, but there was no change to rhombuses, which means the model for rhombus remains the same. However, we don't split to 3, we split to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and the triangle, 1 unit. Okay. So now, there was no change involved in rhombuses. So the one item unchanged was rhombuses. So if you look at your model, you realize that for before it was 3 units, and then for after it becomes 4 units. So what do we need to find? We need to find lowest common multiple of 3 and 4. What is the lowest common multiple of 3 and 4? 12. Okay, so LCM, can I write here? Can. Okay, so LCM of 3 and 4 is 12. Okay, so which means to make the 3 units to be 12, I have to multiply by 4. And I have to do the same to the triangle. I must also multiply by 4. Okay, so same goes with the after model. How to make 4 to be 12? I must multiply by 3. And for triangle, I must multiply by 3. Okay, so now the new unit this becomes 8 units, this one becomes 12 units, this one is 3 units, this one is 12 units. Okay, so I have annotated on my model, so now I can start to solve. So what is this 60 magnets representing? How many units does it represent?
12.
This is total, so it will be 8 units plus 12 units is equals to 20 units. Okay, so 20 units is referring to 60 magnets. Always find 1 unit. 60 divided by 20, 3. Okay, what are we interested in? How many triangles in the end? So how many units of triangle in the end? 3 units. So 3 units will be 3 multiplied by 3. Final answer is 9. Okay. So in summary, for this kind of question, one of the items remain unchanged, which in this case was the rhombuses magnets. So what do we need to find? We need to find the LCM. If you realize that for the past few heuristic questions, we have been finding LCM as well. So LCM is a very important subtopic that students need to know when it comes to solving heuristic questions. All right? Any question? Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to solve the same question, but this time around we're going to use ratio or unitary method. Okay, let me erase my working first. Okay, so now let's solve using unitary method. So for unitary method, we have to prepare our BCA. Any question? Okay, we have to prepare our BCA table. So we have before, change, after. Can we see? Okay, so we have triangle is to rhombuses is to total. Okay, so it says Sean has 60 magnets, so I'm going to put in. This 60 is absolute value, 60, okay? And the ratio of triangle to rhombuses were 2 units is to 3 units. 2 units is to 3 units. Okay, then what happened? The percentage of triangle magnets dropped to 20%. Okay, so we have already written down the number of units of triangle to be 1 unit, and the rhombuses 4 units. Okay, so we want to know how many triangle magnets does Sean have in the end. I want to know this. Question mark. Okay, so he gave away some of the triangle, gave something away, but there was no change to the rhombuses. So the change for rhombuses is 0 units. Okay, then when you look at your table, 3 minus 0 or 3 plus 0 is not equals to 4. So what does it mean? If there was no change, that means these 3 units and these 4 units are referring to the same number of rhombuses magnets. Okay, which means you need to find the first common multiple or the lowest common multiple of 3 and 4, which is 12. So for this row, you must multiply by, to make 3 to be 12, you must multiply by 4. For this row, to make 4 to be 12, you must multiply by 3. Okay, so your new number of units for before becomes 8 units is to 12 units. So the total is 20 units. Then for the after, it becomes 3 units is to 12 units. So you see now, the number of units of rhombuses is the same. Okay? So what information can we use? We can use this one here, whereby 20 units is referring to 60 magnets. 20 units is 60 magnets. Always find 1 unit, which is 3 magnets. We are interested in the number of triangle magnets in the end. This one here. Use your new units, not the old one, but the new one, which is 3 units. 3 multiplied by 3, final answer 9. Okay. If you realize, the final working is just 1, 2, 3, 3 steps. In fact, some students, they can even skip the 1 unit. From 20 units, they can straight away jump to 3 units. But where is the main bulk of working? The main bulk of working is on the BCA table itself or on the model itself. The annotation has to be done on the model itself. Alright? So, parents and students, we need to ensure ourselves that we are equipped with a number of tools or a number of strategies in solving a certain problem, so that during exam, if drawing of model gets tedious or complicated, they can use the BCA method. Or during exam, if the BCA method does not give a clear picture of the problem, students can switch to model drawing. Okay, so it's good to arm yourself with many strategies, with many weapons before you go for your exam. Alright? Okay, so inshallah, tomorrow night, I will see you for PSLE Science Revision, inshallah. So once again, I'm Teacher Idam Mari from YMS EduTech Learning Hub. Please share this video with the PSLE students, and this is also applicable to Primary 5 students. Inshallah, I'll see you tomorrow night. Assalamualaikum. Bye-bye.